And that's a cut.
Yep.
How dare you? You little shit.
Hey, it's gonna be easier to cut now that you actually have your own personal computer, at
It's
least.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will my statement there, whether they hear it or not, be edited out or just quieted?
We'll find out.
Well, whether or not they hear it doesn't matter. Welcome to the Anime Club, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Nick Knack. With me is the great Lord Vorn.
Woo!
Realm Shifter.
You want to know what's funny? This series, but not really how disappointing it's been.
And then there's Seki, throwing up a middle finger.
And it's every bit of it deserved.
Before we begin, this is the third time now we're really covering this show, and I just kind of step on my soapbox here and say, just because a majority of us are ragging on the show doesn't mean we see no redeeming elements in this show whatsoever or don't understand who this show is supposed to appeal to. Obviously, this show is supposed to appeal to your average middle school Japanese student where culture's different, the age is different, and obviously someone like Seki has more nostalgia for the series than the rest of us do. So it's not like we're looking at the show and saying, this show is terrible and you're terrible for liking it. That's just not the case.
This is a very different demographic.
We clear?
I am the demographic for this show. I am a 12-year-old Japanese boy.
At heart.
Yes.
There you go.
Boy or girl.
Does really matter.
This seems pretty targeted to guys, but we'll go ahead and leave it there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, do we want to start with everyone's favorite segment or the segment Seki's dreading?
Waifu Wars!
Waifu Wars! Waifu Wars!
Has anyone's waifu even changed?
Okay, well, mine kind of
Mine did.
changed, but not really. So let's start with Nick Knack.
Yeah.
My new waifu is, I think her name was Hannah, the girl who, she has a crush on adult Lambo, but when he's child Lambo, she, beats the crap out of him.
And breaks out in hives.
Yeah.
Well, she breaks out in hives because just around children in general.
She's my spirit animal for this show.
Just because of the Lambo hating?
And the Reborn hating. And the Epeen hating, although I actually like Epeen, so.
Yeah.
Lord Vorn?
I don't know.
I mean, you could just stick with who you've been going with.
Bianchi, great. That's, yay. Deaf to me.
Yay, more
death.
poison food jokes. Yay.
Realm Shifter?
I'm sticking with Haru.
So, my waifu's kind of changed, but just because, there's a chance I might have to argue this show before the next segment comes out in Waifu Wars. So, for that reason, I'm going with Squalo, because I want to have a character we've actually seen. But, Zanzis is still my true waifu, but Squalo for this set of episodes.
Alright, then. Well, I guess we should begin with our, everyone's initial thoughts. We'll start with Seki. Start positive here.
I really like this set of episodes. So I actually watched it kind of weird. I went to the start of season 2 and watched the 6 episodes that were the start of the Varia arc. And then when I was done with those, I went back and watched the fillers. So I didn't watch the fillers in order or at the beginning because I wanted to focus on the Varia arc actually starting. Which made the filler a lot funnier in retro. To just kind of be watching it as
So you cheated. Alright, moving on. Vorn.
Are we back in Chinese drama land? It's
I don't know.
boring.
Oh. Well, Realm.
I'm just desensitized to this show at this point. But every character is still just a bunch of fucking idiots, except seemingly Tsuna, except his problem is that he's just weak. That's his literally only problem.
Dame Tsuna.
Yeah.
He gets a 0 on his test. He's an idiot as well.
Yeah, but at least he can tell the difference between...
Okay, but you remember those early episodes where we had the math professor and Reborn, right? Clearly there's something wrong with those tests. Because those were not mathematical theories.
Yeah.
Excuse you, Reborn is actually a renowned mathematician.
Okay, but I want to continue on with saying that I don't remember. It was early into the episodes, but Reborn makes a statement that just made me figure like this. I really understand this show's demographic when he said that there's literally now no limit to how many times you can actually be shot with a death penetration shot.
Oh, a deathpiration shot.
Yeah, a deathpiration shot.
Yeah, it makes that one episode in the last set episodes, the last deathspiration shot, kind of feel cheap. Like, the last deathspiration shot, until we want to use it again for a filler. Alright, I guess my initial thoughts on this, if I really despised the last set of filler and was underwhelmed in comparison in ratio for the non-filler to filler, I didn't hate this set. This set I thought there was less filler. The filler didn't seem nearly as obnoxious. It wasn't good. But the characters didn't grate on me as much because it didn't seem like they were paraded out as much during the first set of filler. The weird last two filler in the last two episodes did get that bad, but it was just brief, so it didn't hurt as much. So yeah. Alright, do we want to get into the episodes now?
I guess. So we're starting with episode 27 this time. Episode 27 is called Eat Sushi to Celebrate Promotion.
It's been a few weeks since I saw this episode.
So this one, what happened, like, not even at the beginning. I literally only remember the middle, where this is basically, they go to celebrate and eat sushi. Reborn doesn't actually have any of the money to pay for this. Their whole plan the entire time was to just dine and dash.
Yep.
Alright, this is the part of the show that made me kind of hate Reborn. I mean, there's literally, they're just dicks.
They're mafia.
But they're dicks!
Yeah?
And here's the thing, the place that
they never said that they were good people. It's also Yamamoto's dad's restaurant.
Yeah. And this goes back to the whole other thing that I said in the last segment. All these little, seemed contrivances to, make all of the characters come together. Now, what happened less in this part of the filler.
But that's Reborn's entire goal through every single episode of filler and every non-filler episode is he wants every single one of the characters all together. That's actually the point.
That's his goal, yes, but it doesn't make it any less just irritating to me.
I gotta agree with him there.
No, that's fair, but it's also just kind of the point, so...
And this show really just isn't for my demographic in the slightest.
I've just gotta say, I mean, it being the point isn't much of a defense, because it being the... you could say a lolicon perv sister show doing something perverted is the point of the show. That doesn't make the point good. I'm not saying it's that bad, but I'm not saying that's the point's necessarily going to convince any of us to
bringing up your horror show. I see.
Yes. Now we're gonna get off that now.
Yeah. Get off that source of PTSD.
So the next episode is 28. It's called It's a Lie We Killed.
Oh yeah, this one. I remember this one. This was where
Suna wakes up in the middle of the...
He wakes up in the middle of the night, he sees some weirdo, he faints, but also the guy faints, but somehow made it look like Suna killed him, in air quotes.
A literal professional victim.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see the day.
I've seen the day already.
He can he through force of will can stop his own heartbeat. This reminds me of that one episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
We aren't spoiling JoJo here though, so let's not keep going on that.
Fair enough. I just had to bring it up because that literally was what it reminded me of.
Nick Nack,
I've got to say, out of all the filler episodes I've seen, this is probably one of the ones I liked most. It was that level of bullshit that I could appreciate.
Nick Nack, I just would like to inform you, professional victim is an actual thing in real life. Yes.
I mean, I've heard the term thrown around before, but someone who can fake being dead that well does it for the mafia.
That is something.
Well, the next episode is 29. It's called Broccoli's Sweetheart, and this is the one about Lambo and Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This one.
I am so conflicted on this one. For one,
I actually hate this episode. It's my
Yeah.
least favorite so far in the entire show.
I honestly, I was okay with Hannah when they first introduced her, and now I don't like her anymore after this episode. Not because she hates Lambo. That's fine. That's all in fairness. Like, Child Lambo is an annoying piece of shit.
Rick.
But she herself is not exactly above this criticism either.
what she doesn't realize the connection.
She does not only does she fall into the trope of being a dumb shit like the rest of the characters in this show. She just, oh no.
Okay, here's the thing.
Hmm?
I bet the only thing she wants is a sugar daddy. She doesn't care about the
Guys,
personality of that.
Let's get off this. These are 13-year-olds we're talking about.
Yeah, let's just move on from this episode.
I will say,
I'm just-
Lambo was... I enjoyed seeing him being...
Baby
Bean?
Lambo and adult Lambo's body was pretty funny.
I thought that was annoying as all
I thought that
hell.
was funny.
That
I
was-
hated this episode, but I thought that was pretty funny, especially because he takes the car and he's like, "Wee!"
That made me cringe so hard. But then again, the filler always makes me cringe in this series. So
Is this filler, though? This has been an arc that's been being built up for a while now, and it's technically the culmination of a subplot.
Technically, this entire first season is just supposed to. It's called the Daily Life arc.
yes,
It's literally. I mean, it's filler, but it's supposed to be daily life like shenanigans. So, like, it is an arc. It's just not an arc you guys like.
not in the slightest.
I mean, it is an arc by the standards of an arc and for what it intends. It's just not.
It's not. I like in
don't
all
know.
truth. I want to at least get to the actual like arc plot of this part of the season because I actually somewhat like that. I actually
Do you
didn't
mean
like
the
this.
next season?
Yes, in the next season.
Yeah,
because
we'll get
because
there.
this is weird. It's weird. We actually go through. We're still in season 1.
Yeah.
Until we hit about what is it, episode 29 or something?
No,
Oh,
33.
33. Okay.
It cuts the season at the arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new season starts with the new arc.
Okay.
It doesn't cut it in half run or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with the new season, and
Yeah.
I actually decently enjoyed this arc. Not as much as I actually enjoyed the previous, story arc.
I think
But-
that's just because we haven't gotten a lot of it, and it had those 2 filler episodes at the end.
Yeah.
But I was watching more of it when Nick Nack showed up today, and I was liking what's happening later. Anyway, so let's move on to episode 30. Hide and seek on a cruise ship.
The beginning of this arc.
Great.
Where's Miss-
I actually like the cruise ship in Mafia Land.
I didn't hate... This is what I mean. This was filler that I didn't hate.
Okay, I would say
Still felt like filler.
It's kind of filler, but it leads directly into the arc of the end of the season. So
Yeah.
it's...
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
Anyways,
one-
but I really liked the part where he's like, "How did you get on the cruise ship?" And he's like, "We came in through the front. We fought the guards. We win. We deserve to be here." I'm like, "That's not how that works," but I love it.
Yeah.
It was the best justification.
This part had probably my favorite moment in the entire show, though, where Suna's looking for...
Oh, and he's
Reborn.
the Renaissance statue naked on top of the.
Well, he looks into the eyes of that painting and is like, I know how this works. Reborn, that's your eyes in the painting. And Reborn's like, you found me, and breaks out of the complete opposite corner of the painting.
Okay, so my favorite part of Reborn hiding was right at the beginning when he's Renaissance and he's like a statue on the pedestal, just naked with a little fig leaf and a wig.
I missed that part actually.
Oh, it was so funny.
Wait. So did Gokudera get on with the pigs?
Yeah.
Gokudera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Gokudera,
hiding with the
yeah.
pigs with the
Yeah.
TV dinner.
Mm-hmm. Pork ramen.
It was funny.
This one was like the bearable part of the filler for me. Like I didn't really care about this one all that much because the antics were okay. The only part that really like made me fucking like annoyed was the part when Suna had to prove himself to be a mafioso, and the lady said that he failed because he had to say that this is money is bribe money. Take it
Yeah.
to the politician. I'm just like, do you really you have to be that honest? Okay then.
Well, okay, but like, that's the point. He's supposed to bribe the official to prove that he's mafia. What else was he supposed to do?
I actually think I get what Realm's saying here, and this is not a critique of the show, but as a poli-sci major, that's not how lobbying bribes work. You're not supposed to say, here's a bribe. You're supposed to say, hey, I'm going to donate to your campaign. It'd be nice if you...
You swung my way.
You went through
That's
it, if
fair.
you voted the direction on this policy, maybe I'll donate to your campaign in the future if I'm satisfied with your work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just if you say this is a bribe, then some Nixon style wiretap could get you caught and exposed to the media. So pretty bad setup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exactly my point.
Or what if there were witnesses who heard him say this is a bribe? Suddenly you have the politician who's now caught for being bribed. I don't know, pretty dumb politician.
It's Mafia Land,
I'm really surprised he
Mafia
didn't
Land.
realize Mafia Land could also be a secret training place as well.
At this point, he should expect that every month,
Colonel.
every day is training at this point.
I know,
Yeah.
and I love we meet Skull and Colonello, and I love both of them.
It's like Mr. Miyagi if Mr. Miyagi were an asshole.
Exactly. It's like the
Knick-
Karate Kid, but like
knick-knack.
worse.
It's like that one line from KOTOR 2. I'm always testing you. Never forget that.
Let's not spoil KOTOR 2.
I'm dropping all the spoilers today. And it's literally just a line. It's not even a spoiler.
Spoilers!
Episode 31. Welcome to Mafia Land.
So, are we moving on now?
The happiest,
Episode 31. Welcome to Mafia Land.
the
Oh, wait,
happiest
we
place
are
on
moving
Earth.
For
Yeah.
Mafia.
Yeah.
Futa says that is ranked 3 out of whatever freaking number of the rides that will scare you to faint. And it's like, you want to go on it? Really?
I would.
When you said futa, something else went into my head.
God damn you, Realm!
Because that's my first instinction. I don't hear the word futa that often, and when I do, it's that kind of futa.
Anyone got a knife?
Oh, there's a bunch in the kitchen.
You think I could stab him with a spoon if I break it apart and use it as a shank?
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
eyeball is particularly good
Yeah,
for that.
that's very vulnerable. Nah, he's got glasses. He's got defense.
I've got protection.
The jugular's not that far below the surface.
No, I think I could get that.
Uh,
Moving on.
Colonello and Skull.
Oh boy, another baby.
More Arcobaleno.
Yay.
This is prob-
Arcobaleno.
okay. This baby is probably my favorite of the bunch.
Which one, Colonello or Skull?
Skull's the military guy.
No, that's
No.
Colonello.
Okay,
Skull is the immortal Skull-sama!
Okay. Colonello, then. He's the one that is the most bearable of the babies for me. Of the mafioso babies.
For now, his trope also hasn't been run into the ground yet.
Actually, like I said, I know all of the Arcobaleno, and I do have some favorites, and we haven't seen my favorites yet, which is very unfortunate. I'm like, waiting.
Well, this is how I remember the babies. Reborn is the freaking chameleon baby.
They've also got the pacifiers of destiny that
Well, I
glow
mean,
when they come
I
into
said him,
proximity
he's
of
the
each other.
military baby, so
No.
I just
Yeah.
didn't remember
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, no, because I mean, we just met them in this episode.
It's
We
like
don't-
chameleon baby, big gun baby, and tentacle baby.
The end of this episode, or is it into the next episode?
we've actually met another one of them.
Oh, the master?
Yeah, the martial artist,
Oh, yeah.
Fawn.
Crap, what am I gonna name him then? I need time to think!
Was it this episode or the next episode that becomes Gang War at Disneyland?
I think it's this episode.
I don't remember if they split this episode into two or not.
Let me check the next episode. I think it's the.
think
No, it's
they
this one.
Did.
It's this one. They didn't split it.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
yeah.
didn't split it.
Yeah, I think. What was it?
We will now follow you, Vonkala.
Yeah. They're just all annoying Suna, the leader.
Yeah.
It was
Suna somehow either just manages to do absolutely nothing or absolutely everything, and
Yeah.
without much effort for both instances.
It's because he's Dame Tsuna, but he also has the Vonkala hyper intuition.
I mean, he's a protagonist in a child show. So
Yep.
The only
I don't blame it
Okay.
there.
I'm gonna make a slight comment here. The only thing I think that saved Suna from being like just completely like immune to everything is the fact that he's literally Dame Suna. He can't do anything for the most part. But if he could do everything, then he'd essentially be a Mary Sue.
Well, he's stumbling into everything by accident, and the show openly acknowledges it.
Yep. Well, with that, I think I will push us on to episode 32, A Shark in the Public Pool.
Haru is the only one that knows how to teach anyone to swim.
Okay, but I loved watching Gokudera and Ryohei
Also,
and
I was lied
Yamamoto
to.
try.
I was promised a shark, and I got a dolphin. Realm, 2 dolphin noises.
No, I will actually not do that so that way I don't break the mic.
Okay, but oh my god, watching those 3 morons try to teach him how to swim.
I lied.
Why would you encourage the rabid chihuahua?
You don't understand, Vorn. You don't understand.
Rabid chihuahua. Okay, but everyone, let's just agree that Ryohei, Gokudera, and Yamamoto have no business teaching anyone how to swim.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I was just actually glad for this episode because this is one of the episodes where I can actually root for Haru. I'm like, yeah, go Haru. I will cheer you on.
There was a gag running when they were competing to teach him where, Yamamoto was like, "This is how my dad taught me." And Haru's like, What a weird father. And then Hayato was like, "This is how I learned." What a weird family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but no one outside of Haru actually could teach one. Even Reborn had a stupid method.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought that the weird suit was the funniest.
Somehow, through all of that, though, they managed to get him to swim, but didn't teach him how to breaststroke, so he ended up failing
It's
anyways.
easier than swimming normally.
Yeah.
It's just slower.
Yeah, it was really funny. I mean, this was textbook filler.
This is textbook filler, but this is filler I would expect to see in a normal seasonal anime.
This one and the cruise ship, if it weren't for all the filler that have become the norm at this point in the show, I'd have a lot less to complain about with the episode. So, as far as filler goes, this is probably some of the better filler.
Yeah.
For this show.
By this show standards, this is where I would actually be fine with okay, this is our break. And then we have the rest as plot arc.
This is
instead of
compared to the rest of the filler.
Yeah. With that being said, we'll move on to episode 33.
Getting into the actual arc.
No, not yet. This is Summer Vacation, ruined by loans.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is the part. These last episodes they split them into 2.
Yeah.
Is this the?
This is the one where they're
lifeguard?
Yeah, this is the lifeguard one.
Oh, I remember this one.
Which Goatsuna. Like, I genuinely, like, I know that he's useless and he's Dame and they're doing it just because he's the protagonist, but, like, the lifeguards are like, who cares about the kid? It's the contest. And he's like, I know what it feels to know the terror of, like, not being able to swim.
Yeah.
Are they
Like,
so-
that's actually low-key a really good. Like,
That-
it's a cute reason for
that-
him to give up, other than just
that-
being a good person.
Yes, I actually appreciated
Yeah.
that part of the episode. The rest of the episode I didn't really care for, but that was a good moment in the show.
Yeah.
He tried, and then his legs just seemingly gave out on him
Yeah.
until Reborn gave him a desperation shot.
I do have to say, I do prefer the way these last two episodes are structured compared to most of the show. Like, I wish, because none of these scenarios overstayed their welcome by being split in half.
Yeah.
This is what shows like SpongeBob do, where there's 2 episodes in 1 episode.
Yeah.
So no one like episode's ever going to feel like, oh my god, let this end.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I liked the lifeguarding. I thought it was kind of funny. And I liked that little bit of character development of Suna being like, I know what it's like to be helpless, and I am willing to give up everything to help someone.
I just want to say this, though. Really? You have so few lifeguards that you have
No,
to
there were
hire
tons
these
of
guys.
There were
lifeguards.
tons of lifeguards.
Yeah, there were
They
like
literally
20 of
just
them,
did
but they were
not
there
care.
for to catch girls.
which was kind of disturbing in hindsight, considering that both Kyoko and Haru are still in middle school.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
how old were the other lifeguards?
I assume that they're probably high school age at
Yeah,
least.
just
At
get more
least,
Yeah.
at
Uh,
least.
Because
looked
a
like
couple
could
of
be
them
older.
looked like they were at least in their 20s.
Yeah,
And
Jamal in particular is kind of creepy when you actually consider the age of the characters, but we're not going to get into that.
we're not going to get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's not this. That's
Yeah.
That's not what this is
Yeah.
about. anyways.
Yeah, let's not look too deep into this, just for sake of our own sanity.
innocence.
No, I don't think any of us are fully innocent. But
No, absolutely.
Speak
not.
for yourself. I'm an innocent little angel.
I could disagree with that, but let's continue.
All right. With that, we've officially finished season 1, the Daily Life in Kokyo arc,
thank God.
and we're moving
Yay.
into season 2 with the first episode. The Varia arrives.
And this starts with Basil fighting.
Superbi Squallow.
Yes,
I
that was-
love
it.
Superbi Squallow. Squallow is one of my favorite members of the entire Varia. The only people I maybe like more are maybe Belphegor or Luceria, and obviously Zanzis. But I love Superbi Squallow.
I'm just gonna call him Sephiroth with shorter hair.
How dare you?
Don't forget, he's got a sword. That's also a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I thought it was more just explosive launching.
True.
No, it's
Nothing gun.
just a sword. It's not a gun.
Well, no. When he was locked in sword with Yamamoto, his sword opened up and it was like it dropped bombs or something out of it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a gun shooting bullets.
Yeah.
It's probably more like a function of his
Yeah, it was a
sword.
function of his sword.
Well, we almost had a gunblade that just brought this season down an episode or a point.
For you, anyway. I didn't really care.
But also, we get to see how like hilariously outmatched the Vongala 10th are.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh.
all 3 of them are just utterly decimated by Squallow, and Squallow isn't even trying, like, a little.
And also, something that was mentioned a little bit later, I think it was in this episode, is that they kind of rushed essentially giving these rings that are talked about
Yeah.
to the members because they kind of have to, given some unknown circumstances that we don't yet know.
So
yeah,
I'm
we
gonna-
stopped right before they...
I'm going to point out now that
Explain
those
the
rings
whole
are
ring
split in
thing.
half compared to what I believe is in the openings. I assume there's something to do with the other half there.
Yes.
Actually, I predict that the other half are the actual rings those guys stole, and they were actually 2 separate halves of the ring that will link together. That's my prediction, just based on what I saw. Seki's giving a face.
Well, okay, you're not entirely right, but you're not entirely wrong. And it's literally all explained in episode 40, and I don't know why I didn't just have you guys watch episode 40.
Well, how much longer is the arc?
Well, the arc is the whole rest of the season.
Ah,
Like this whole season is a long
Okay,
arc.
so if we actually get the rest of Reborn, I will be fine with this because it'll just be
Yeah.
all arc.
It is all arc,
Okay.
and like I said, I was watching
Thank
episode 40 when Knick Knack got here,
Mhm.
and it was legitimately like they were doing like the explaining, and they were telling them about it.
well, something I thought would be a running gag for the rest of the season was immediately like fully like it actually like happened to eliminate that running gag, and I was impressed. But I'm not going to spoil it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, the dad. The dad got
Sawada
reintroduced.
Iemitsu.
I thought Suna was just an anime protagonist with a dead dad.
No, he is more like a deadbeat dad.
Not
Fucking
really.
Iemitsu.
Not really, because he's the only one who's actually providing anything for them.
It's true, but also,
I mean, he's gone like 90% of the year.
yeah,
That 10% of the year he's home.
not even 10% of the year.
He was gone for
Like
like
he was
yeah.
gone for
years.
2 full years.
Fine, that 10% of a lifetime that he's actually home. I think he can be forgiven for getting drunk and passing out.
That's true, but like,
I mean,
I
he's-
don't like Iemitsu.
The guy is working his ass off to like provide for his family. It just
Not
he can't-
really.
But he can be. He's not even home to do it.
I mean, they've got money.
they've got
Yeah.
money.
Even
I
if
mean,
he's
how
very
much of
clearly
that?
part
I
of
mean,
the
how
mafia,
much of
and
that
that's where the
money
money's
is
coming from.
like how well off they are is like really like I guess like we don't really know. We just know that they're well off enough that they could put food on their table.
They're Nana and Suna are well off enough to not be suspicious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is.
But they're getting money, and
Yeah,
and that's a result of him not being home most of the time.
yeah.
I like the funny thing of where she believes he actually went to go out and dig for oil.
Oh yeah, Nana absolutely believes, right? Like she's there. I know. There's a fan theory on it that involves like mist flames or something, and like forcibly changing her mind about like things so many times that she just accepts any suggestion, and that's why she's so kind of whatever.
So like
That's a fan
aloof,
theory, though.
So
Yeah.
like aloof most of the
Yeah,
time.
like the reason why she's just so accepting of like everything happening is because she's had like her memories like changed and like suggested so many times.
That's fucked up if true, but it's a fan theory. So.
Yeah, it's a fan
Yeah.
theory. I mean,
So
I
we
wouldn't
don't know how true it is.
I wouldn't
but-
be surprised though with the way she acts and that kind of thing. But then again, the whole town is kind of like,
The whole town is filled with idiots.
yeah,
Everyone's an idiot.
yeah.
Even the
Also,
protagonist is a
Yeah.
goddamn idiot.
anyways, so
Moving on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to move on to episode 35, the 7 Bungalow Rings.
There are
Yeah.
rings that exist. That's all
Yeah.
we know about them at the moment.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
exist. They hold some kind of power over.
We know like 6 out of the 7 owners of the rings, I believe. Or is
Yeah.
it 5 out of 7.
I think it was 5.
We know all of the owners by the end of this set of episodes.
What?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. We're
Who do
missing
you not
2.
know?
Okay.
Who do you not know?
Let me list them all
I
off.
can't say
So
because I read them.
Gokudera, he's one. He has
Gokudera has one.
Yeah.
one.
Oh, sorry. No, same person. Yamamoto has
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Yamamoto.
Suna has one.
Yeah.
The weird high schooler now, but who's still in middle school because he flunked on purpose, we could stay in the.
Hibari.
Yeah.
Hibari
Yeah.
has one. Ryohei has one. That's 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all we
Mukuro
know.
has one.
We
No,
didn't
they
know
show
that.
him.
Did
They show him.
What?
They show
I don't
Mukuro
remember.
during one of the episodes.
I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah.
We don't see him with the ring.
We don't see him with the ring, but when he says that all the guardians have been found, there's a flash to each
Uh-huh.
person, and his face is shown. Like, specifically in this set of episodes. I know it
Okay.
is.
I don't
His
remember.
face
but
is
we'll
shown.
go with that.
I don't remember him either personally, but it's
As
just
a person or in this?
in this.
In this.
They do show his face.
Brett, how do you?
Alright. So we see 6 of the 7 guardians.
Okay. So we
Okay.
so
But I know that we do see a flash of Mukuro in one episode. It might just be like a single flash, but we do see it.
okay then.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll take your word on that.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Drinking water ASMR.
So Dino comes in this episode to
Mhm.
save their asses, and he explains more. But he's like, "I can't help you. I'm sorry."
What number
Because
episode
he's
are we?
useless. Still on 35.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
like there was a cliffhanger at the end of the last episode where Dino walks and like
Yeah.
starts to save them and then saves them.
Yeah. But he has the actual rings, so they get
Yeah.
given the actual rings.
Mhm.
The next episode is 36. It's Tutors Move Out.
Yeah, this is like a whole like training arc, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Suna and 6 other members are chosen to hold the Vongala rings, and they all start to prep. So
we essentially see like the different members with all the rings, and how
Yeah.
they get trained.
yeah,
Essentially,
Reborn's training
Tsuna.
Suna. Dino is training Hibari Kyoya.
Yeah.
Shamal is training Gokudera, or
Well,
he doesn't get him to agree,
yeah.
but he's supposed to be.
yeah.
That's
he's
who his
spo-
tutor is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then Yamamoto's getting trained by his father.
Mhm.
And
Oh, and
Flying Fist brother.
Yeah,
guy
Ryohei.
is-
By Colonello.
Yeah.
I love how Ryohei is like just kind of getting like dragged into this.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been like an afterthought of a character's
Yeah.
entire series. Like, hey, yeah, you're part of the main crew now. What?
Well, because he's older than them all by a couple of years, and they don't hang out together.
Is he even in middle school anymore?
I'm not. He was at the beginning,
But
but they
he's
moved
Kyoko's
up a year.
older
so I
brother.
think, yeah,
I think he is out. He is a high
I
schooler
think he may
now.
be in high school now, or with Hibari, who's supposed to be.
Hibari
Held back so
Hibari.
they don't have to worry about
Fuck
passing
this.
of time.
Yeah. Jesus.
You know,
I'm waiting for this to become Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where every season they have a new move up through the year, but in reality, this guy's been in middle school for 5 of those.
Okay, hold on. I just want to make a quick side note about this, since we're on the topic of it before we move on. I would actually like to see a more long-term shonen actually have character age progression. That's not something I've noticed done a whole lot in shonen.
Time skips.
Usually.
You
There's
get it-
time
yeah.
skips, but not actual slow long-term progression from
I think they're
the closest thing we get. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off there. The closest thing we get to this is them actually moving up from first years to second years.
I think he means like going from middle school and then
Yeah.
all the way to being an adult. And if you look back at stills from the first season to the last season, there's like very clearly they got older.
Yeah.
Bleach. If you
I
look,
don't like Bleach.
I know, I'm just saying, but if you actually compare the character design, because he does go up in age, right, throughout the
Mhm.
series, and if you look at the actual character design, all the characters do change to look older if they're human and aging.
Yeah.
I want to say Hiro Aka might be doing that because if you look at the early seasons of that, the main character looks a little bit pudgier than he does in the later seasons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
And I think in the first series of Dragon Ball,
Mhm.
Goku gets older progressively.
Yeah.
Because he's a teenager by the end of Dragon Ball.
But I do got to agree with you, Realm. That would be a really cool thing if they really fleshed that out and really worked with that.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to see a slice of life do that too, even if it
Yeah.
would be not
It-
my
it-
normal genre.
The problem with Slice of Life, though, is more so you don't have as much to work with depending on what you're
True.
doing already. Whereas Shonen, you can do it for the long haul if you keep the premise interesting enough.
Like I said, Bleach did it. They just didn't do everything else.
They
right.
just didn't do it well.
No, they actually did their aging up really well. It was everything else they failed on. Anyways, back to the show.
Yeah,
Right.
back to the show.
Back to the show about
Episode-
immortal babies.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Not technically.
Just move on
Alright,
already.
just move.
Okay. Just because I'm doing the same thing.
Get on with it. Sorry.
Fine. Episode 37
I'm
is
just
teacher
being mean,
and student
Seki.
combination assembled.
I was just being mean, Seki.
It's episode 37. Student and teacher combination assembled.
Okay, so I forget if this was
This is still the training.
No, I know
arc.
it's still the training. I just forget if this picks up during when Reborn is training Suna and they get to the second phase of his training.
this is the
where he-
second.
Yeah. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is where he gets the second phase of his training to essentially manage his deathparation shot
Yeah.
more effectively to be able to use it for longer than 5 minutes.
Didn't this episode also open up with Suna seeing Goku Dara's explosion? Be like, where did my dad come from?
Yes.
Yes.
But he's also not really noticed his dad, but he's noticed his dad before.
his hyper intuition isn't doing much for him. He still thinks his dad is like not involved.
He's being Dame Tsuna right now, and he really shouldn't be.
Okay, but everybody is that oblivious. Suna's comparatively Sherlock Holmes compared to everybody else right now.
Yeah, and that's really like what irks me.
Suna is Watson. Reborn is Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my god.
It's true. Suna hasn't been having enough opium to be Sherlock.
I actually like when Reborn tried to pass him the Watson key.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was a bit of like, that's not a gag they run with normally, so I enjoyed that one.
Alright.
I think Shigure Sogen Ryu is really interesting. The style of sword that Yamamoto is learning from his father.
It's interesting. We haven't seen too much with it yet.
No, just the base explanation. Like, you see the forms once, and if you really want to learn, you will learn, and if you don't get a second chance, because it's all about intent.
It's all about the
and
intent
willpower.
of what you're trying to learn.
Yeah.
Wait, do they
It
only
seems
pass
like
down
it's going to
one?
be a lot
Only
of bullshit.
pass it down to one student.
Ooh.
It seems like it's going to be a lot of bullshit, but I'm a fan of Star Wars, so I can take training bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's the idea of Shigure Soen Ryu is you have a single student, and if they have the will to learn the forms, they will. You will only ever show them once. Because and he said it himself in the episode, it's a style that's too dangerous to be learned if you don't have the willpower to control it and direct it. And it's, so dangerous that it's not something that would be mass taught. Because it is an assassin's blade.
Yeah.
Not any sort of it's not like kendo or like any sort of just martial arts kind of sword. It is to kill.
Which raises a lot of questions about his father.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we see his
Later.
backstory?
Later.
Okay.
I assume he has something to do with the Mafia if he was already supposed to kill him.
Absolutely.
Everybody's part of the Mafia secretly. It's like real life.
It's the funniest thing because Yamamoto, his father, is arguably the smartest person in town because he knows exactly what's going on. And he doesn't like it. But he doesn't see another option other than to just go along with it quietly.
What a coincidence!
Yeah.
Whatever. Contrivances are part of anime.
And then this is where we figure out, and then also in this episode we figure out why why can't I remember his name already? The Shamal won't train Gokudera.
Well, we
get
we heard a little of it last episode.
We get like a bit of a half-baked explanation as to why he doesn't.
That's because he's a doctor.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
And he won't train Gokudera if Gokudera is just going to throw his life away.
Yeah.
That's valid.
If Gokudera injures himself, Shamal's not gonna sing. Shamal only treats girls.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, boys.
Moving on to episode 38,
Real
The
messed
Selfish Child's Disappearance.
I don't know if I like this episode or not, because Lambo is actually gone for most of the episode.
I don't like it. I don't really like
this
it.
one's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for the first part of it, it's not even that Lambo's gone. It's more so like Haru is just like not really rooting for Suna anymore because she thinks that he's actually a bad person. But then she just runs into a bunch of contrived reasons for why Tsuna's Dame Tsuna.
Yeah.
And then ends
weird.
up, and then at the end, when she kidnaps Lambo, because that's the whole premise of this episode in the first place, she then reaffirms it because apparently that what she saw as soon as strangling Reborn, which I would
Lambo.
Oh yeah, not Reborn. Lambo. God, I would wonder what would happen to Suna if he tried strangling Reborn.
He
wouldn't
get
get
to
that
strangle
far.
him reborn.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. But anyways, if he was strangling Lambo, I would actually strangle Lambo myself.
Flashback to the first episode where Reborn took his bed and left grenades all over the place, where if he tried to get him off, he would trigger a grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so... But apparently all that was actually happening was that they were just playing video games. It was a misunderstood silhouette. It was like a bit of an optical illusion with shadows. And it just turns out that Lambo was really happy and they were all playing video games together. And then somehow that somehow in Haru's eyes redeemed Suna to her. But you know what? Whatever, I'll take it. Haru is still my waifu for this show, so I'll take it.
It was an episode. Do we all agree?
Yeah.
Do we all agree it was an episode?
I said, I didn't like it.
This one was okay. This one was okay. I didn't hate it. Like, there were worse episodes in the filler.
Yeah.
I like the next episode, which we're going to move on to, which was 39, The Invisible Enemy's Goal Is.
I hated this.
I actually kind of thought it was funny.
Okay.
hated it.
There was one funny part of this, and that was Baby Gokudera.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was funny.
Baby
That was
Hayato.
That was it. I hated the whole, like, fucking frogman invisibility. Like, just these random assassins
Camouflage suits.
camouflage suits.
Created by Verde, who we haven't met yet, but will become very important.
This also wasn't technically filler because it was character introduction.
Yeah.
For one new
Yeah.
gag.
Like, it. But
Not
the
even gonna call
problem
him a
with
character,
it
it's a
was is
gag.
that this episode, like, half felt like filler, but also half progressing the episode. But because of the general tone that this episode portrayed, it really still felt like filler to me, even though it wasn't.
I thought it was funny. I liked it.
Are we good, guys? Do we want to go final thoughts?
Yeah, let's move on to our final thoughts, I think.
Yeah, I think it's about time we wrap this up.
We suffered enough.
Pardon me.
Let's go same order as our early thoughts. Seki.
I mean, I liked it. I watched it in a different order. I mean, just because I knew that it was 6 episodes of filler and I didn't want to start with that, so I watched the arc. But I liked the arc, and I liked the Varia coming in, and I'm unhappy that I didn't have you go to 40, because 40 would have answered all of the questions left by the first 5 episodes of the arc, because technically 40 introduces the rest of the Varia, and I'm very upset I didn't spread it out that far, but I liked it.
Realm.
This one was reborn for me. The filler has gotten somewhat better. I still absolutely hated the first part of the filler, but then once we got into the arc, everything was okay. And then once we continue the series, there will be only arc. And that will make me happy. Because the filler that was in this was at least acceptable. I can accept... Well, that was actually still part of the whole daily life arc, but I could accept the pool day, the Mafia Land arc, and the little, like, weird-ish thing with the frog assassins. I'm just going to call them the frog assassins. And that's about it. I'm just glad that from this point on, we're done with the filler for the most part.
Yeah, no more filler till after episode 65.
Right.
Born.
The filler for this wasn't as bad as the first 2 that we actually reviewed, but it still wasn't great. I can't really say that much about it. It at least wasn't that bad, but it really wasn't great or good in my eyes. But as soon as we got into the season 2, we got the plot rolling again, thank gosh. We got somewhat character development. We did see him grow. We definitely did see him grow. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna think of my score right now. It's boring, but this definitely isn't for me. If you guys like it, good for you. Definitely not targeted toward me at all. So I'm going to give this actually a 4.5 to 5 out of 10. Bearable, but wouldn't recommend it for anyone.
I gotta say, this arc this set of episodes was not as hard to get through as the second set, I'd say. The second set was downright terrible. This was... I didn't feel the dread every time I wanted to watch the episode, or I was going to watch an episode, which is a huge improvement in my opinion. I didn't particularly think it was great. I hesitate to call it good, but it was watchable. I don't know if I can give it a score though, because this is around the point where I'm realizing this is not a show really targeted towards our demographic for the most part.
Other than me and my inner 12-year-old
See, but
Japanese
you discovered
boy.
this quite a while earlier than we did.
Yeah.
You were still. I remember you telling me about this.
Well, somebody gave me the manga to this when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
To read.
Which
Exactly.
So,
is more targeted for the demographic.
Yeah.
And you read the
Yeah.
manga, which is infinitely better from what I hear.
yeah, I still do really like the Varia though. So
I mean, if you want to say like why you like the series so much, feel free to. I mean, I'd like to. We can end on a positive note.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
I think a lot of why I like the series involves the Varia and the next arc. So I'm kind of hesitant to spoil all that happens.
Hey, don't spoil it.
But I like the history and the lore that we get coming into
Mhm.
the Varia. I like the reasoning behind why we have the Varia as antagonists, and I like kind of the fact that the Varia don't. I mean, obviously it's shown it. There's like 8 more seasons. Like we know the Varia don't win, right? But while they don't get like friendship jutsu'd entirely, there's kind of like an uneasy.
Nakama.
There's like an uneasy like. I understand why you did what you did, and it was really, really shitty that happened to you. And I like that there is that acknowledgement between the characters that you get to see like in the later seasons. Because that is what happens kind of at the end of the arc, is it turns into less of a, I hate you, you hate me, we're going to fight, I'm going to win, and you're going to go away, and more of a, like, I get why you're fighting me, but I can't give up. Like, I need to win, and then we can figure out what's wrong.
It's more of a you rather than me kind of ordeal.
Kind of, yeah. And we're also going to see a lot more politics involving the Mafia and the way the Mafia runs in this arc.
I was getting that when I was watching.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to get really heavy towards the end of the arc with the Varia. And we're also going to, I think, finish meeting all of the Arco Baleno. Because the Arco Baleno arc is the other one that I really, really like. And that's, once again, because it's lore heavy, and it's a us or them, not necessarily in an antagonistic way, but in a quite literally, it's this way or I was going to die and I didn't want to die. Sucks for you.
Well, you know what? I think a good new rule of thumb for these episodes is I think we should always end on a positive note if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, on something like Date Alive or Amagami SS, we weren't going to end on a positive note.
Oh no! Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
But for, like, shows where it's very clear that one of us at least has some kind of attachment to it, we should probably end on a positive note, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that this is definitely not any of your demographics. A lot of the anime I like isn't your guys' demographics.
At least for now, though, all the shonen
Yeah.
that you've been trying to get us to watch, we have at least liked them enough to be mindless popcorn.
You've
Fodder.
seen 2. You've seen 2.
Okay, but I doubt Naruto or
Oh,
the first season
Naruto
of
is
Bleach
so
will be that bad.
Naruto is so much better than the ones I've showed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naruto
I
is a
think-
masterpiece.
I think. Okay, I don't like young Naruto. I don't like short Naruto, but I don't mind Naruto from Shippuden Naruto.
Oh, you guys are like polar opposites.
We about to fight, boy.
Okay, after we've gotten through all of the Naruto that Seki wants to submit, speaking here now, we're gonna have a special Shippuden versus original.
I actually do have some Shippudens in my.
Cool. We'll finish all that and
Because
then we'll
I
do
because
Shippuden versus original.
I don't hate Shippuden Naruto, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a character, I hate Shippuden Naruto as a plot and a 200 and something episodes that I lived through. But on the whole for the show, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about Naruto, I liked original Naruto better than Shippuden because Shippuden got too far off topic in terms of the actual show.
Well, we'll get
So,
there when we get to
yeah.
Naruto.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all. We should announce the next show because of that break. We did pull the next show early, even though I think only one of us has even started, or one or two of us maybe started
Yeah.
it.
Hold
Yeah.
on. But before I didn't actually give my rating.
Neither did Nick Nakurai.
Yeah. Well, I'll just give mine. I'm gonna give it an elementary schooler demographic out of a middle schooler demographic.
That's fair.
That seems about right too.
Yeah.
I give it a grade 6 out of a grade 8.
I give it a 12-year-old Japanese boy out of a 20-year-old American woman.
Oh.
No, we need to tell that.
No.
FBI, open up.
Yeah.
No. Out of here.
All right, well, so we've already pulled the next show. A couple of us have started it, I think, but for the most part, we haven't yet. But we did it because we were on break, and one of us wanted to get ahead, Seki. So we won't be pulling it like this again. But in 2 weeks, look forward to. Wait, are we doing a special in 2 weeks?
After.
So the 2 weeks is the final episode for. So in 2 weeks, we'll be doing
Noragami episodes 1 through 12.
Yep,
that actually turned out perfectly.
All right, well, remember, try harder, everyone.